interesting to see who occupies the center first. It's Sipra right away, trying to work off the jab, putting the pressure on Prahin. This is what I expected him to do. Try and get in his opponent's face, rough him up, not give him the space to gain distance and range. Big takedown from Prahin. Watch out for the guillotine attack.
Avoiding the knee. Smart away from Dave. Yeah, he needs to be changing. Whoa, whoa. Bit of a slip now on Sipra's part.
That's a solid job from Sipra. If I'm Sipra, I'm staying away from the high kicks. Work low kicks, work your hands. Much better.
Switching his stance a couple of times now.
Oh, that's a solid high kick. Not mostly on the gloves, but they will. Oh, big shot right down the middle.
Yeah, this second slip, he got punished this time.
I don't think Prahin realized just how cleanly that shot landed. Had he realized how cleanly, he would have separated. He's got the separation now. I expect him to go back with the hands.
He just got a couple of punches extra, just adding on the points now on Prahin's scorecard. Sipra trying to take down easily.
Some big show right away. It was a beautiful entry into the double leg, but defended wonderfully by Prahin, who punishes Sipra. Right now forced against the cage, trying to work double unders. There's that separation again. This is smart from Salvatore. Shot for that rear right hand. Working well off that counter hook as well.
He needs to quiet things down a little bit, Sipra, because he seemed a little bit lost.
He's frenetic.
He slipped a couple of times. Everything he tries, you can see that Salvatore Prahin is really countering it without any trouble. So the frustration factor must also be building in David Sipra.
Again, I would like to see Prahin separate and get the strikes going again. This is it's smart in the respect that it's taking the sting out of the fight a little bit. But he's having the greatest success when he separates and lands those beautiful strikes.
It's funny you say that because that's what he said in the pre-match interview, Brown. He wants to please the crowd, and usually putting pressure on the cage like that, that's the best way to turn the crowd against you.
It's effective, but it's not necessarily aesthetically pleasing to the uninitiated. Great head pressure, just as the little technical nuances like getting that head right underneath the chin of the opponent. Beautiful wrestling.
Don't you think that also, since he's starting his professional career, that he wants the fights to be a little bit longer to maybe test his gas tank and see what he can do defensively?
Smart takedown, but gets right back up. Yeah, these are the types of fights where you want to test yourself. You want to put yourself not necessarily in danger, but in the positions where you can really show what you've been working on in the gym. And against someone like Sipra, who is an absolute dog, I believe this is a brilliantly well-matched fight. Exchange of knees, but that counter leaping hook. Beautiful work from Prahin. You can see the reddening up already on the face of Sipra.
Yeah, that's more than clear. He's purpling up his face.
Oh, that's to the body. Smart step and knee from Sipra.
Great timing, and Salvatore Prahin keeping an eye on his corner, trying to feed from all their advice, while at the same time trying to avoid those that pressure put on by David Sipra.
Over-under position from both ends. Takedown from Sipra, but again, the balance from Prahin.
Back on his feet.
So impressive. There's a gap. There's a little bit of space in between the fighters right now for a knee. Just as I say that, Prahin tips one up. Both fighters trying to establish the underhook. Whizzer, heavy whizzer from Prahin. There's a little bit of blood coming out of Sipra, I believe. Might be from the nose. Good work though, trying to close that distance, trying to land his knees. Yeah, this may not be aesthetically pleasing, but that clinch position is so draining in MMA. Beautiful hook once again from Prahin. So precise with his striking.
He doesn't like to be kicked. You can see that he almost fell down while avoiding it. Nice comeback with that hook to the face. 45 seconds to go in round number one.
And with the greatest of respect to Sipra, we know he's a dog, but when it comes to MMA intellect or MMA IQ, I do believe that's where the difference is for Prahin. He's just a little bit more intelligent with his reads.
I agree, but Sipra had a bad start. He didn't seem to be super. I don't know. He was really. He was almost walking with stilts in the first few seconds. I told you he slipped a few times. He messed up a few things, and it messed up with his head also at the same time, I think. It's not as crisp as usual is what I mean.
Head movement is fantastic from Prahin. Right now with 10 seconds left in the round. If he scores a big takedown, solidifies it, or lands a big strike, that's an exclamation point in what is surely a 10-9 round for Prahin.
Yep, nice domination in the first round by the youngster. And the face of David Sipra tells a story. Bloody up. And he needs to refocus because those 60 seconds are going to be important for the Army veteran.
It seemed like every question that Sipra was asking of Prahin had an answer for. And it's just those little things like making the reads, knowing when to follow up with a secondary shot, when to close the distance, knowing not to accept this position at all and get right back to the feet.
Every time he got rocked, indeed, he was just popping back up on his feet as if it was nothing.
This is a beautiful knee from Sipra. This is probably the best,
boom,
the most effective strike he threw of the round.
Yeah, we've been applauding Salvatore Prahin for his performance, but when you watch the replay, twice in a row, we saw the judo throw by Sipra and then the knee to the body.
Yeah, but you're only seeing select snapshots from a 5-minute round.
Yep.
Still very much all to play for. And if anything, going into the second round is going to be good for Sipra now. He has downloaded, hopefully, some of that data given to him by Prahin, and then can act accordingly. Once again, occupies the center of the hexagon cage.
I got to ask you a question, Phil. Prahin said that he had the animal instinct. Can you actually feel it in his performance?
I'm seeing more of a clinical performance than I am sort of a predatory animalistic performance. It's more calculated. We'll see what happens if he smells blood in the water. But right now, a very, very smooth clinical performance.
Once again, switching his stance, circling out to avoid the
very
smart hard punch from Sipra.
Smart counter striking. He's letting Sipra overcommit to his shots. And then
nice!
Oh, that's smart.
Beautiful uppercut now. Just pushing him away.
Hey! Huge knee! That reverberated on the jaw of Prahin. Sipra proving he is more than dangerous in these situations. And if anything, that's going to energize him a little bit going forward.
Way crisper than in round one. Seems like a different fighter. Now he's the one leading the game, leading the dance also.
He has to be careful when he's throwing that hook. When he's throwing the rear hook, the shoulder drops ever so slightly, which is leaving a little gap for a counter strike for Prahin. He needs to keep everything nice and tight. Trying to get the takedown. That's big.
Very important takedown by David Sipra, scoring important points.
Now he needs to go to work. It's not just enough to score a takedown now in modern MMA. You have to do something. You have to be proactive with it.
Ooh, that's what you think. This is France. This is France, Phil. You know,
scoring. It's a universal scoring criteria, and I hope the commission are acutely aware of that.
On paper, yeah, but unfortunately, I know Hexagon. I know how they work.
But he's doing exactly as I said. He's now moved from the closed guard position to the half guard into the mount. This is the progression, 3/4 mount.
Right, always improving his position every second.
Momentarily had the Dagestani handcuff. There's an armbar wide open for him. Takes the back, both hooks in. What a coup this would be for Sipra if he were to score the submission victory. Does not have a submission win on his record so far. Just looking to land shots to soften up his opponent.
Two undefeated fighters here tonight. One is going to leave with the first loss of his career. Salvatore Prahin is in survival mode.
And this is smart from Sipra. He's not overcommitting to anything. He's landing enough shots. Can't quite see if he's underneath the chin. Nope, back to strikes.
He's weighing a lot now on the back of Prahin.
If he can roll to his own back and switch to a body triangle, because he's slowly ebbing higher and higher. This is smart. This is so smart from Sipra.
He's got more than 2 minutes to set up that choke.
I'd like to see him switch to a body triangle in this position. He's working for the rear naked choke. A little bit of hand fighting going on right now. Once again, riding out the back, and this fight so far has been a story of 2 rounds. Domination from Prahin in round number 1. Now it's Sipra who's getting his work in.
Fighting some space under the armpit. Forcing Prahin to cover up.
Oh, that's a beautiful shot.
Oh my God, hammer fist on one side.
The shot selection here is
Under
so
the
smart.
armpit on the other. Oh my God, just peppering the body.
He might get a finish if he continues with this frequency. Prahin has been forced into action. He's bloodied up now. You can see the nose leaking like a badly installed tap right now.
60 seconds to go. That's plenty of time for David Sipra to refocus. And if the choke doesn't work, just continuing to just strike his way to the top.
Cumulative damage. He's slowly starting to flatten Salvatore out. If he could get a Dagestani handcuff from this position, buck his own hips forward a little, he'd really flatten the opponent out. Hammer fist after hammer fist. Referee's taking a long, hard look. Action unfolding right in front of us here.
We're just inches away from the face-off. Prahin, he's doing his best.
If he continues with this output, you know, the referee's going to be forced into action. Beautiful shot once again.
He's moving, but no, there you go. 15 seconds, he can get the choke, he can get the finish.
He has a hand in, just protecting himself. That's creating just a little bit of space. I think he's safe.
He's safe, he's gonna survive this second round.
What a round of action. That is crazy.
This is like another fight. Has nothing to do with what we saw in the first 5 minutes. A rejuvenated David Sipra, just completely dominating Salvatore Prahin, who was in survival mode for almost 2.5 minutes.
You can almost make a compelling argument under the new scoring criteria. They're a little bit more lax. You don't have to be as conclusive with a 10-8 round. You could make a compelling argument for a 10-8 round there.
I agree. For me, it was. I mean, that's what a 10-8 round is, because as you said, the referee could have stopped it many times. He was hesitating. He was really close to the action. I mean, we were right next to Salvatore Prahin, so we can see the pain. We can see that he was looking at his corner, trying to get any information, any solution to that problem. So yeah, for me, this is definitely a 10-8 round.
I believe the momentum of the fight has conclusively shifted in favor of David Sipra. He's going to be buoyed by that performance.
So the animal instinct we're talking about, I think it's about time he should show it, right?
Yeah, the old dog is the one showing the animal instinct right now, Sonny.
David Sipra said that he knows war already. Now he wants to test his war technique in an MMA cage.
And we've seen it in his previous fight. The man has cardio for days. 3 rounds is nothing to Sipra. And he can continue with that same style of output. Nice head movement from Prahin, but he's slowing down, digs to the body. Prahin is definitely slowing down a lot more from what we've seen. That light of foot in and out style that we saw in the first round is now being replaced by someone who's a little bit more flat-footed, a little bit more hesitant. The fact he's the one now initiating the clinch, trying to score the takedown, speaks volumes. Beautiful work from Sipra there just to get that grip and raise the body of Prahin.
Tried that in the first round. He tries it again this time unsuccessfully.
Low double leg attempt from Prahin, but being defended. Switches to the single. This is good balance and good defense from Sipra.
And I can see his body language. You can see in his face, he's very confident.
Oh, another pinpoint knee to the solar plexus. Takedown in stages. That was more a case of Prahin falling backwards into the side control position. A hot knife through butter.
Yeah, this is not where you want to be. Salvatore Prahin, the animal instinct left his body. I think this one is going to be stopped.
There it is! Wow! Snatching victory, going in with a dogged determination. Take a bow. David Sipra doing it for the 30-year-olds.
The smashing machine. David Sipra started this one very badly. The first 5 minutes was almost a nightmare for the veteran. And then he came back, and my God, what a performance. And now he's having fun. Look at that sniper.
Mesdames et messieurs, victoire en poids léger dans le coin rouge, David Sipra.
grosse performance, grosse impression. Tu nous avais déjà fait grosse impression à Colmar la dernière fois sur ta défense de lutte et sur ton travail de grappling. Là ce soir sur ton striking et ton offensive. Un mot sur cette performance pour commencer.
J'ai respecté le gameplay dans la lettre. J'ai écouté mes coachs, donc j'entendais vraiment tout ce qu'ils disaient, ça c'est cool. Voilà, on a travaillé doucement en premier round. Il fallait pas se jeter parce qu'on savait qu'il avait une bonne anglaise. Et ensuite, bon, on a vu qu'il se cramait vite. Donc j'ai accéléré au deuxième, troisième et j'ai fini.
On sait que tu as plus d'allonge que lui. On sait qu'en effet, tu lui as dit qu'il avait une bonne anglaise. Tu dis que le game plan, c'était justement de l'user un peu plus. Est-ce qu'il t'a surpris malgré tout sur quelques phases?
Ouais, bien sûr, son crochet avant, notamment, était très vif. Donc il m'a touché quelques fois avec son crochet avant. Mais je suis en pierre, mon pote. Je suis en pierre. Sachez-le, je suis en pierre.
Comme je te l'ai dit précédemment, gros grappling sur le premier, gros striking sur celui-ci. Qu'est-ce que tu nous réserves pour la prochaine?
Prochaine, vous voulez quoi? Une soumission ou un KO?
So what do you guys want next? A submission or a knockout?
Bah, ce sera KO alors.
Okay, I'll get a knockout if you want.
Tu voulais nous passer un message?
Ouais, s'il vous plaît, je peux prendre le micro? Non? Ok. C'est la transpi, ça. Ouais, j'ai mon ami qui nous a quittés pendant ma prépa.
One of my best friends, unfortunately, left us.
Christophe, cette victoire, je te l'ai
while
dit.
I was preparing this fight.
Et voilà, ça me tient à cœur. Elle était pour toi, celle-là. Et j'espère que tu l'entends de tout là-haut. Je t'aime. Et voilà, donc ça c'est la première chose. Ensuite, il faut savoir que je me suis fait tout seul dans les montagnes à Font-Romeu. Comme un guerrier, je m'entraîne dans la rivière, avec les pierres, la nature. Et ensuite, je me suis exporté. D'abord, je commençais à Colmar avec Maxime Gasparetti, que je voudrais grandement remercier, qui m'a fait découvrir le MMA. Ensuite, je suis parti comme Rambo dans la forêt m'entraîner. Et ensuite, j'ai rencontré les Toulousains du TFT, de la Tactical Fight Team. Et là, ça a été un amour fou, un amour inconditionnel. Ils sont derrière moi. Ils me soutiennent. Moi, je viens, je dors sur leur tatami. Le soir, le matin, je me réveille, je suis au bruit du sac. Bah, c'est reparti. Et je voudrais tous les remercier, là, cette équipe. Merci. Voilà, cette équipe-là, voilà. Merci beaucoup. Voilà. Merci à ma famille, Lily et Nathalie, ma mère et ma soeur qui sont venues en voiture du sud pour venir me voir. La prochaine fois, offrez-leur les places, s'il vous plaît, ils les ont payées. Merci.
Merci David. Et encore bravo.